Okay, everyone, so today, 4.8, perform congruence transformations. What this section does is gives us another way to look at how two figures can be congruent. Right now our definition says that two figures are congruent if all of their corresponding parts are congruent. Now, how we're going to look at congruence now is two figures are congruent if you can move one onto the other one. Okay, so if you can move one so that it sits exactly on top of the other one, then the two figures are congruent. The ways that we can move them are called transformations. Okay, so transformation is a way that we can move figures. And there's three types. There are translations, reflections, and rotations. A translation is where you slide an image. Okay, so think translation, think sliding. A reflection is when you have the mirror image of something. So, if that's our image, that would be the reflection. It's the mirror image of something. And then the last one, the rotation, think of a rotation as spinning it. And you can spin it clockwise or counterclockwise. What we're going to focus on today are just the translations, and we'll save the reflections and rotations for after we come back from Christmas break. Okay, so these three, they just want to know what types of transformations they are. If we look at our first example here, you'll see that quadrilateral is being rotated about point P. That is a rotation. For B, we are sliding it. So sliding is a translation. And for the last one, you'll see that we have a mirror image on both sides. So mirror image is a reflection. So now it's your turn. Tell me, what kind of a transformation is shown in this picture? So you'll notice we are sliding from one to the next. So that is a translation. Remember, translation is sliding the figure. Okay, so now we're going to talk about coordinate notation. Okay, for a translation. This is actually pretty easy. Okay, if you think about your x-coordinate controls how far left or right you go. The y-coordinate controls how far up and down. On the x's, going to the right is positive, to the left is negative. For the y's, going up is positive, going down is negative. So, when we write our translation, we start with xy goes to, and then a here is how far left or right you want to go. If you want to go 2 units to the right, you would add 2. 4 units to the left, you would subtract 4, and so on. For the y-coordinate, how far up and down is b. So if you want to go up 7, you would add 7. If you want to go down 3, you would subtract 3 from the y's. Now, a little bit more vocabulary. The original picture is called the pre-image. And the picture after you've moved it is called the image. Now, the way we notate points for that, let's say our original pre-image had points A, B, and C. We would say that A mapped to A prime, B gets mapped to B prime, and C gets mapped to C prime. If we have more than one transformation that we're going to do, and again, we'll do this stuff after we come back, you would keep adding tick marks and say double prime, triple prime, and so on. So, let's do a couple practices before we go to the next one. So let's look at each of these transformations. Now this first one here is written in coordinate notation. What is this doing to the picture? Well, if we look, we've got x plus 3. Adding 3 to the x's moves it to the right 3 units. And then our y's, we've got y minus 1. That is going to move it down 1 unit. Now you'll see for the second example here, I've written it in words. I would like you to write the coordinate notation, so like this, for up 6 and left 3. And then I would like you to write the coordinate notation for this last example here that moves triangle ABC onto triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. So both of your answers here should look like the very first one there, the coordinate notation. So go ahead and pause, write your answers down, and then start, and we'll correct that. Okay, so for this first one here, the first thing I say is up 6. So moving up 6 would be adding 6 to the y. Then we go left 3. Now, left on the x and y is subtracting from the x. So it should be x minus 3. So both of those are saying the same thing. Okay, now let's look at our other example here. You'll notice point A, I have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, and then go right 2 units. Same thing with the B. I go down 5 units, right 2 units. Same thing with the C. It's down 5 and right 2. So I'm going down 5 units and right 2 units. That would be xy goes to x plus 2, y minus 5. So there's some examples of coordinate notation. That's all it is. You just tell me how far it's moving left and right, changing the x, how far up and down with the y. So let's do example 2. So we got figure ABCD. It's got our 4 coordinates there. So go ahead and sketch ABC, pause, sketch ABCD, and then we'll finish this. So there's our pre-image. Now to get the coordinates for the image, we're going to subtract 4 from the x coordinate and add 2 to the y coordinate. Then once we have the coordinates, we will get our image. So let's do A together. So if A is at 1, 2, A prime would be at 1 minus 4 is negative 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. So go ahead and write the coordinates for B prime, C prime, and D prime. Pause the video, and when you're done, start it up and you can check it. So here are the coordinates. B prime is negative 1, 5, C prime is 0, 1, D prime is negative 3, 0. And if we plot those 4 points, we will get our image. Okay, so here are the 4 coordinates written, and I did notice that I accidentally put C in the wrong place. I put it at 4, 1, not 4, negative 1. So that's actually the correct pre-image. And you'll notice our picture went left 4 units and up 2. Take any point on the picture and you have to go left units and then up 2 to get to its image. Alright, so go ahead and do this one. Plot the coordinates F, G, H, J. Go ahead and do that, then pause the video and we'll check that. So here's your pre-image. Now go ahead and draw the image F prime, G prime, H prime, J prime after this translation. So go ahead and do that and then check your answer. So here are our coordinates. F prime is at negative 3, 3. G prime is at negative 1, 4. Oops, forgot the prime on the F. H prime is at 0, 4. And J prime is at negative 3, negative 1. So here is the image after our translation. That moved it 3 units to the left and up 1 unit. So that's it for translations, and I'll see you tomorrow in class. And again, this is the last lesson for the semester. The rest of the semester is going to be all review. So see you guys tomorrow in class.